Hi, I'm Carol Angela Davis coming to you via Skype on Wednesday, August 31st, 2011. I've got your reality news check for the day. We begin with your headlines. The Justice Department, well, it says no to allowing the AT&T T-Mobile merger to go through. Also, we'll tell you why. Also today, can you believe that 25 of the 100 highest paid U.S. CEOs were paid more money in compensation last year than their own companies paid in federal income tax? That, folks, is why the country's running out of money. Also today, FEMA is running out of money. What about the damage from Hurricane Irene? My question, is there money to pay for it? Oh yeah, folks, we're in trouble. We better tax the wealthy quick, fast, and in a hurry. All right, let's begin with your stories. In the news, we begin with good news for consumers. The Justice Department has filed suit in federal court to block AT&T's $39 billion acquisition of T-Mobile USA. Why, you may ask? Because the Justice Department says the merger of the two companies will stifle competition in the wireless market. How, you may ask? Because it will create the nation's largest mobile carrier and leave the company in third place. That would be Sprint, so far behind they might as well not even be there. Here are the numbers if the deal were approved. Verizon Wireless and AT&T, they would then have what accounts for about 80% of the wireless market. Sprint would have less than 20%. Who loses, folks? We do, folks. The consumers are the only ones who lose in this game. As the Justice Department said, and I quote, consumers across the country, including those in rural areas and those with lower incomes, benefit from competition. Translation, folks, competition keeps the prices down, and there aren't too many things out there keeping the prices down. In fact, folks, if we lose T-Mobile, we lose the cell phone leader when it comes to the following. The cell phone leader when it comes to providing technological advances at a low cost and getting them in the hands of everybody. To be specific, T-Mobile was the first wireless carrier to introduce an Android handset. Low income and rural people could get it, folks, okay? The first BlackBerry wireless email, the Sidekick messaging device, and the first to market a nationwide 4G network. Well, AT&T, as you might expect, is hopping mad because we know they're all about money. So they're going to challenge the DOJ ruling in court. Good, and we hope you lose. Okay, also today, you're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe this. 25 of the 100 highest paid U.S. CEOs were paid more money in compensation into their own hot little pockets last year than their companies paid in federal income tax. And since we know everybody we know is either out of a job, about to lose their job, we know these CEOs aren't creating any more jobs. In fact, they're laying people off. All right, that is the word from a new survey from the Institute for Policy Studies. It also found that many of the companies spent more money on lobbying, do not miss this, than they did on taxes. So where do they spend their money? They pay their CEO and they get what they want from Congress. Other than that, they don't care about anybody or anything. The survey is so damaging that Democrat Elijah Cummings, who is a ranking member on the Committee on Oversight and Government Reform, well, he now wants an executive compensation investigation. Cummings is asking this question, quote, why CEO pay and corporate profits are skyrocketing while worker pay stagnates and unemployment remains unacceptably high? Thank you. We're glad someone is asking. He also wants to find out, quote, the extent to which our tax code may be encouraging these growing disparities, unquote. So, you may be asking yourself, which CEOs made more money than the companies they run and direct paid in taxes? And remember, they're the ones who sign off on the dotted line. So they know that they can say, oh, I didn't know. But they do know. They know. All right, get this. eBay, folks. Stop shopping on eBay. Just forget about them. CEO John Donahoe made $12.4 million in compensation, but eBay reported a $131 million, are you ready for this, folks, refund. They got a refund, folks, on its 2010 current U.S. taxes. Oh, and they're not the worst of them. They're pretty bad. Boeing, they've been whining and crying about the labor situation down in South Carolina, those whiners. Get this. CEO Jim McNerney was paid $13.8 million in 2010. They sent in a $13 million, only $13 million in federal income taxes, and they spent $20.8 million on lobbying and campaign spending. I don't think so. Okay. Also today, General Electric CEO Jeffrey Immelt earned $15.2 million in 2010, while the company got a 3.3. It's difficult for me to say this because it's staggering. A $3.3 billion federal refund and invested $41.8 $8 million in its own lobbying and political campaigns. These people are so incredibly selfish. All right, how do they keep from paying the federal taxes? Well, two-thirds of the firms, according to the study, two-thirds of the firms studied paid ridiculously low taxes by using offshore subsidiaries in tax havens like Bermuda, Singapore, and Luxembourg. Let's close those loopholes. See, that's Eric Cantor. He doesn't want to close the loopholes. He doesn't want to tax the wealthy. He doesn't want to do anything but take the money out of the pocket of the middle class, or former middle class, and the poor. You guys, please don't drink his Kool-Aid. It is so incredibly poisonous to society. All right, finally today, the disaster relief money. We're talking about money from the Federal Disaster Relief Fund. Well, that's the money that's used to help communities and individuals hit by disasters. It's almost gone, folks. We don't have any money. Why don't we have any money? Because we don't have enough money in the till. Because the companies, for example, are using the loopholes, and they're not paying not only are they not paying taxes to the federal government, they're getting refunds they simply don't deserve. That's why we don't have any money. So, all right, when your house gets hit by a disaster, when the roads get blown out by a hurricane, an earthquake, or whatever it is, you're going to have a problem on your hands, and it starts right now. Check this out. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, we're talking FEMA, says its fund has fallen to less than $800 million. Well, with less than $1 billion on hand, that means the agency is only authorized to pay for emergency repairs. Well, what does that mean? Well, my repair is an emergency. Doggone, the bridge was knocked out. The road was knocked out in the hurricane. Well, apparently not, folks. Apparently, we should tell you that means that long-term projects like rebuilding roads, schools, and other damaged structures like hospitals will have to wait. Yes, folks, you have to wait. Sit tight, relax, and chill. You don't want the wealthy to be taxed. You don't want the loopholes to be closed. This is the result. Apparently, FEMA may not even have enough money on hand to cover all the costs associated with Hurricane Irene. And you know what? That's a lot of damage, because the damage stretches from North Carolina to Vermont. Please do not drink the Eric Cantor Kool-Aid. We have to tax the wealthy. We need more money in the till. We cannot run this country on the backs of the poor and the middle class. We've proven that fails. Thank you for joining me. I'm Carol Angela Davis. Follow me on Twitter, Carol Angela D. Follow me on Facebook. I'll see you next time. That'll be on Friday. More stories, more reality news check. I'm coming to you via Skype. See you soon.